Hello, everyone. I'm back. We're streaming again. We're gonna look at some more, kind of going through the CompTIA Security Plus concepts, I guess, and continue breaking them down. Once again, I'm gonna do this as kind of like a YouTube thing where I'm gonna break it up. But quick disclaimer: I'm not an expert on any of these concepts. I'm just here kind of studying and then sharing my studying process with you. And if you want to join along, study with me, or tell me if I'm doing anything incorrectly or if I get something wrong, all this is streamed on Twitch TV. Uh, GD Complex would be the name to find it under. Uh, Join along at any time. I'd really appreciate it. So I think that was good. I'm staring at the camera. I'm sitting up straight. What else? Did I miss anything? Or should we just get right along with it? Damn, it's hot in my room. It's getting really nice outside. That's what I've been really enjoying. I've been going on walks outside, and again, because I sit inside all day and it's not great for me. But um, also, I have a Discord made. I'm slowly kind of inching it out, but I'm really trying to build it as a more of a community thing than it just being mine. I guess it's going to be the aesthetic that I set for it and kind of the roles or channels that I set, but more of a community. So tag along on that. Um, you can find it in the link tree and my socials that I'm setting up, I guess, but it's really nice. But today, I already have some stuff set out here. I did a little formatting prior to clicking the live button, which is probably really nice of me. I think I've spent way too much time kind of dilly dallying along with different formatting things when I copy and paste, and then I gotta wait for a long time. But finish out 1.2, I accidentally skipped 1.1. I just don't read, I guess. But finishing out the 1.2 deception, disruption, technology, which are really fun. Honeypots, honey nets, honey files, honey tokens. It's kind of a fun concept. I always wanted to create a honeypot, but we'll get along with it when we get there. We'll go over honeypots when we get there. But let's start with this technology, I guess. Yeah, right. Oh, that just blinds me. Oh, did I set this up the same? No, I don't need any filters. All right. I wish this is in dark mode. Is my other stuff in dark mode if I do that? Just one second. It is. I don't want this in settings. Oh, no, it doesn't do that here. Why? Okay, we're just gonna have to do with it. Deception, disruption technology utilizes decoys, lures, and other deceptive tactics to detect and disrupt cyber threats. This approach seeks to mislead attackers, forcing them to engage with fake assets that reveal their tactics and intentions. Really cool. Oh, and they go over some of these. Well, we'll grab this. We'll throw it into our. We grab the whole thing. We'll grab the whole thing. We'll grab the whole thing. Oh, I did not form it properly. Oop. Okay, maybe I did not do it as proper as I thought. All right, we'll go over it again. Deception, disruption technology utilizes decoys, lures, deceptive tactics to detect and disrupt cyber threats. This approach seeks to mislead attackers, forcing them to engage with fake assets that reveal their tactics and intentions by misleading them. By understanding the attacker's behavior, security teams can better defend against real threats and proactively mitigate risk. Super cool. I guess I can't expand on that too much, but we'll go into kind of the types of tactics or decoys, lures that are used, and what CompTIA wants us to go over. And the first one's honeypots. These are actually pretty interesting. And I haven't had any work with them, but I know they're pretty cool. I've heard of them. I was going to make one at some point, but I have not yet. Which, oh, let's see. Honeypot, deceptive trap designed to attract and analyze malicious activity, particularly in cybersecurity. It acts as a decoy, mimicking valuable or unprotected targets to lure attackers and allow security professionals to observe their and understand their tactics. This data is used to improve security measures. Really nice. These are pretty cool. Let's see what CrowdStrike has to talk about them. Uses away from legitimate targets. Honeypot can be modeled after a digital asset, including software applications, servers, or network itself. It is intentionally and purposely designed to look like a legitimate target, resembling the model in terms of structure, components, and content. This is meant to convince the adversary that they have access to the actual system and encourage them to spend time with this. Goodness, I don't know if I can expand on this. They're pretty cool. I guess we can look for an example. I really want to take CrowdStrike's kind of definition on a honeypot. And we could definitely look for an example on one. Oh, where am I at? Here I am. All right. Honeypot examples, cybersecurity. Oh, it can mimic a company's billing system. I wouldn't doubt that. That would be frequent attack. Spying credit card numbers, yeah. So it's like a separate billing system that looks like one, but they want you to attack it, I guess. Fake database, decoy servers, spam trap email addresses. Oh, that one's pretty cool. I feel like the reasoning for that, the public are designed to trap spammers. When spammer sends emails, they can be identified and blocked so that they're real. And then it improves email filtering. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like these examples. I've never heard of the spam trap, but it makes total sense on why they would do that. The reasoning is to improve email filtering. So if I'm a spammer and I start spamming this fake email, they can use like my email address that I'm using to toss it into their filter. So actual email addresses won't get my fun little spam emails. Examples. Oop. I didn't copy it. I don't want this either. Copy. Nope. Oh, it's not. Here we go. fake databases, decoy servers, spam trap, email addresses. Very nice. On to HoneyNet. All right, give me a HoneyNet. A decoy network designed to attract. Oh, okay. So it's like a honeypot, but it's a network. The whole project. HoneyNet project is international cybersecurity nonprofit research that investigates new cyber attacks and develops open source tools to help improve internet security. That's really nice. And it's a nonprofit, 501c3. I don't know what that is, but that's pretty cool. Give me this. Allow security professionals to study their methods and learn more about emerging threats. It mimics a real network with intentional vulnerabilities and is monitored to gather intelligence on attacker behaviors, tools, tactics. Really nice. I don't know if I can. Why are we like this? Can I go more in depth on a HoneyNet? Can I get an example? Honeypots, honey, that's a 4-minute video. Designed to lure attackers. Could do. Well, that's not a HoneyNet, that's a honeypot if I go through this. What's this GitHub? Oh, this is just the HoneyNet project here. I don't know what else can we add to better understand the HoneyNet. I think it's not like I'm making one, it's just. Oh, I love ads. You don't get to hear this.
Today we will be discussing honeypots and HoneyNets. They are a feature in web application that can make it dangerous or make it secure. Honeypots. Honeypots serve as decoy systems inside fully operating networks and servers. They deflect criminal attention from the real system while analyzing malicious activity to help mitigate vulnerabilities.
I think this really just explains what we go over already. There's really, I don't think it goes farther in depth. Now this guy explains it. See, I'm not this guy. This guy is actually an expert. I'm just trying to learn this stuff and document it in theory. So, HoneyNets, decoy network. It's like a honeypot, but it's a network. Very nice. Now I'm guessing honey file. Pretty similar. Honey file. Honey files are files that appear to have sensitive data. This would make so much sense. Look at this guy. He knows what's up. Sounds like a, I won't go into that. Honey file. It's just a type of honeypot. That is a file. Service does access the file. It is deemed malicious, allowing it to be blocked. Honey files exist for ransomware prevention. Honey files are useful because they can detect slow data exfiltration, which wouldn't be detected by other methods. Okay, yeah. So I'm just throwing these fake files in to protect myself from data exfiltration and ransomware. I want to take it all. Honey file is a subset. Okay, yeah, basically it's It's a honeypot, but in file form. Oh, honey looks weird now. I'm saying it too much that it just sounds weird. Yeah, so makes sense. It's like a honeypot, but it's file. I mean, technically it is a honeypot. Inherits properties of honeypot. Yeah. And the biggest thing is that detects data exfiltration. Can I? Oh, let me be smart here. Data exfiltration and ransomware prevention. Look at that. And I'm guessing honey token. Not gonna be too different here. Now I'm not too well versed in tokens. Decoy data or digital asset used in cybersecurity. Detect unauthorized access or breaches. It's designed to look like a real valuable data or credentials. Okay. Oh, so this is a honeypot, but for credentials. Okay, I think I understand why you would do this. Let me just start putting this down. Oh, we're not doing that. Just 1 second. When an attacker attempts to access or manipulate the honey token, it triggers an alert allowing security teams to quickly identify and respond to the intrusion. Well, how does it work? Mimics real data or credentials that attackers might target, such as fake files, fake data entries, fake API keys. The honeypots are strategically placed. When an attacker attempts to access or use the honey token, it triggers a predefined alert. So that's pretty cool. And I really think they're placed around to kind of show where these credentials were taken from. If I have them stored in my password manager, say it's credentials, you can see that that's probably where they were pulled from. And there's quite a few different ones. Database, file-based, fake creds. I don't know what a canary token is. Small pieces of code placed in applications. So I want to look into this. Just to go on my own. Deceptive digital artifact that is designed to look like a real digital asset, such as a file URL. Okay, just another fake. It's a fake file URL, email message, or document. Oh, I was gonna put more on my honey token. Credentials could be honey token. Files could be a honey token. Dummy entries in a database could be a file token. Not a file token, honey token. Dummy entries, credentials, API keys. I think that gets us. Fake email addresses. Oh, that's a new one. Email addresses. Very nice. Yeah, I think that'll wrap up our deceptions. And the 1.2. Unfortunately, I skipped 1.1. So we're going to have to go back to 1.1, which is compare and contrast various types of security controls. Very nice. And there's categories: technical, managerial, operational, physical. And I think we can look up. If I just go like this, paste it. Refer to. I just want to go cyber security. I might steal from AI on the best way to do this. Okay, I understand this a little bit. I think we'll understand it a little bit more once we get into like quizzes or something. But I think this makes good sense. Technical controls involve implementing specific security technologies and configurations. Managerial controls focus on policies, procedures, and guidelines for managing the information systems. Operational controls deal with day-to-day activities, processes related to security. And physical protects the tangible assets and personnel from unauthorized access. And I'm guessing physical comes back to our bullards, vestibules, fencing, video surveillance, security guards, access badges, lighting sensors, so on and so forth. But I do want to, okay. Oh, and we get examples on here. This is perfect. So we'll elaborate. Technical controls are technologies and configurations that protect systems. Examples would be firewalls, intrusion detection systems, which is IDS, antivirus software, encryption. Oh, there's more. A SIEM would be considered one. Access control list, network segmentation, endpoint detection and response. MFA would be considered a technical control, I guess. So let's go back and grab this. I like, these are good examples here. Damn, my upstairs neighbors are clomping around. Oop. I don't want that part. There we go. These are examples. I think that makes. All right, I'm back. I just wanted to close my door just in case someone walked in to my house. And I wouldn't want that. That wouldn't be really nice. Continuing onward. We just got technical done. We're on to managerial. Policies, procedures, guidelines that manage the information systems. This would be security awareness training, contingency planning, risk assessments. I would think maybe it might be incident, like, not, what is it called? I'm gonna look after I toss this in here. I like how it's including examples now. Let's see. Hey, look at that. To respond, yeah, incident response. So that's making the plans and procedures to respond to incidents. Personnel security. Okay, so screening verified employees. So we don't want an insider. That wouldn't be great. Oh yeah, acceptable use policy. A lot of companies have these. You should probably read all of them just so you don't know. Password policy, I love that. Those are changing at all times. Access control policy defines who gets access to what. Contingency planning, incident response plan, data classification. All really good. Yeah, I get it. This is another reason why I have a disclaimer. This might not all be right. This is not all what CompTIA may be asking for. But I'm trying to dive a little bit deeper into it, and I'm trying to learn. Continuing. Operational. Where that's our honeypots. Operational are activities, processes that ensure the system is operating securely. Examples would be access control, log monitoring, incident response. What? I don't know how, because that would also, log monitoring would be, is it the process of the technical controls? Very concerned on this one. You might have to go a little bit farther in depth on here. Including access controls, change management. So it's the day-to-day procedures. These controls involve actions, processes that people perform on a regular basis to maintain security. Operational controls are primarily implemented and executed by individuals and not by okay. So that's where it's a little bit different when it's executed by individuals, not by automated systems. We're going to have to add that because that's where I was a little confused. And why I was confused is because it talked about what caught my eye, I guess, was it said log monitoring, which that would be like your SIM. But this one is monitoring by actual people and not just systems. Well, I don't know what that sound was. More examples, access controls, managing and user access, change management. Change management's really good. It is good because you kind of document what you're changing. So if shit hits the fan, then you know what happened, who did it, and that there was steps taken prior to changing things. Very nice. So I guess change management kind of goes under operational. I might want to try and find the difference between that and managerial because they have some of the same things going on. Cyber operational versus managerial cybersecurity. What is the difference? Oh, we got a whole Reddit. Operational focus on practical implementation and execution of security measures by an individual, while managerial concentrates on strategic direction, policies, and procedures that guide the overall security posture. Give me a second. Well, why do I not understand this? Okay. I think I can copy this and I'll put it down and then I'm going to talk about it. Because it's a little different. Operational, managerial. All right. We'll read it again and then I think I understand. Operational controls focus on practical implementation and execution of security measures by individuals, while managerial controls concentrates on strategic direction, policies, procedures that guide overall security posture. So I think what caught my eye was the implementation. These are just, we're creating it, or managerial is hey, we're gonna create all these procedures, and operational is implementing and executing said procedures, I believe. Yeah, it's more hands-on, involving people performing tasks. Managerial is creating the frameworks. Okay, I like those. I like the two. I like how it's operational is hands-on. Managerial is more of creating frameworks and policies. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Yeah, a little interesting, and I think those two might get mixed up more than they should. But we continue. Physical. What are we doing with physical? Where am I at? Physical are the measures that protect the physical asset of the organization. Oh, okay. I don't need to go too far into this because we already did mostly, because they go over it over physical security. So physical security, just because we're here, are the measures that protect physical assets of the organization, such as buildings, servers, and equipment. Examples would be security guards, surveillance cameras, access control systems, and physical barriers. And we kind of went over this already with our bollards, keeping cars out, access control vestibules. People need to go through these to get to certain places in the building, I guess. Fencing keeps people out. Surveillance, security guards, access badges, lighting, sensors. Makes sense. I understand it. Now we're on to control types, which we kind of went over already. But let's copy and paste it, because we're stealing information from other people and we're posing it as our own. That is not what I said. That was all satire. Everything I just said was satire and is not admissible in court. All right, continuing. We're done with our shenanigans here. I like how it gives me the whole thing. All right. So, security controls. Here's our little breakdown. Oh, CASSP kind of goes over it as well. Okay, we could use this destination certification. Mr. John kind of went over this. But yeah, we can start with, I believe, preventative. Preventative controls can prevent undesired actions or events, for example, a fence. Okay, that's kind of our physical. A fence prevents someone from walking into private property. Another example would be not having flammable materials around and therefore preventing a fire. I think this explains it pretty nicely. Preventative. Prevent undesired actions or events. I guess we didn't. What are control types? Control types. Why are we even learning them? That's not exactly what we're looking for. You know what? Whatever. Okay, security controls are essential tools in managing and mitigating risk within an organization. So it's a frame. It's kind of the 1,000-foot view kind of framework on how to look at security. And I guess we can grab this. Yeah, we'll grab this one. Oop. We'll grab this one. Yes. Oh, why are we doing it like that? And then we'll move everything in a little bit. Quick thing. Let me know if you want me to post my notes in like my Discord or something. I don't know if that's right that I would post the notes because I'm technically taking all this off the internet. Mostly this AI overview part is what I'm stealing it from. I don't know if that's very ethical of me to do because I'm not really giving credit to the people that have this information, and I'm not taking everything in on my own, but I am adding my own little things to it. So just let me know. But continuing onward, we already did preventative. We figured out kind of why we want control types. They're kind of our framework of sorts. Oh, why did you do that? Framework. I would assume it's kind of like our 1,000-foot view frame of security. That's how I kind of view it, I guess. We already did preventive. What's a deterrent? What's the difference between deterrent controls discourage violation of security? Okay, so preventative is like physical things that we're preventing. Deterrent is kind of violation of policies. Example would be a warning sign in a piece of land that's private property. And trespassers will be shot. Ooh. Don't make me get my gun and reenact it. But I think the difference between preventative and deterrent, preventative is preventing undesired actions. So, like, it physically stops certain things from happening. Deterrent discourage people from. So, like, if I have land, in this example, I have a fence, they're not getting past my fence. Deterrent is a policy, not a physical thing that says, if you get on my land, I'll shoot you. It's deterring, not preventing. I think that makes sense. That makes sense in my head. I'm sorry if it doesn't for you. Detective. We're on to what? Yeah. Detective controls are designed to identify if an incident has occurred. Importantly, detective controls operate after an incident has already occurred. An example would be a smoke alarm. Okay. So this happens after the fact. We're not preventing someone from coming into our land. We're not deterring them. We know they were or are on our land because there's a dead body or a mangled up one because they tried to get into our fence. Makes sense. I like my example better than their smoke alarm. Their example is a smoke alarm because there's already smoke in the air. It's just now telling you that there is. Makes a lot of sense. Prevention would have you not have a fire at all. We would have no fire if we prevented it. But now there is a fire and we've detected it with our smoke alarm. Corrective controls are used to minimize the negative effect of an incident. Example is fire suppression. Oh, I like this. I like this. These are really good examples. I'm glad I found this article. Yeah, I think the kind of difference here between detective smoke alarm or detective fire, corrective fire would be we're not doing anything. The smoke alarm's not doing anything. It's just telling us that there's something happening. Corrective would be we are putting out the fire. This is a system that puts out the fire. And there's already fire. Prevention would make sure there wouldn't be a fire in the first place. And deterrent is we're shooting a guy. We're killing people. Well, what is it called? Is it stronghold law? Stand your ground law? I gotta look this up. House home invasion. Oh, home invasion. What is it called? I thought it was like stronghold or something. North Dakota. Castle Doctrine. Castle Doctrine is what I'm thinking of. Castle Doctrine. Do we have that in North Dakota? Use force, deadly force, and self-defense within a home. Castle Doctrine. Now, Castle Doctrine would be a deterrent. That is a policy that would deter people from coming into my house, or I'm going to shoot them. And I can do that legally. Can I do that legally in North Dakota? Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't have to retreat. I can use force. Hell yeah. Oh. Now I'm just advertising for this. All right, continuing. We're compensating. What are we compensating? Compensating controls are typically deployed in conjunction with other controls to aid enforcement and support other controls. That's a lot of controls. They are made up for, they try to make up for lack of other effective controls. However, compensating controls can be used in place of another control to provide the required security. One example is host intrusion prevention system, HIPS, on a critical server, in addition to having a network intrusion protection system operating on that server subnet. This way, if any offending traffic manages to slip by the NIPS, that's he meant to do that. Then HIPS on the server may prevent it from damaging. That makes sense. I think another example would be cool, but it's just we're adding it along. Say, what would be a good example that would join these other ones? Say I do have a fire suppression system. I'm still putting asbestos everywhere because just in case that fire suppression system doesn't work, that fire's going nowhere. Because we use asbestos. Why did we? Am I using that right? I wish I could spell. Yeah, heat resistant, fire resistance. Yeah, we use asbestos. Very good. I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna write that down. Use asbestos with my fire prevention system. I don't know. I think that's a fun kind of thing there. Directive controls direct, confine, and control the actions of subjects to force or encourage compliance with security policies. An example of a directive type of control is a mandate or corporate policy. That's a good one, and it kind of goes back to our managerial. Where am I at? Where our managerial, which would be like awareness training, contingency planning, risk assessment, like password policies. Yeah, password policies would be a corporate policy or mandate. So pretty simple. I think but yeah, that kind of covers 1.1 and 1.2. We kind of have some more time if we want to add to it. I'd say it's all right if we end it there. I'm okay if we do that because 1.3 is getting a little long. Oh, we go over the importance of change management and the impact to security. Explains the importance of using appropriate cryptographic solutions. Ooh. I'm not too well versed in it. 2.0. All right, man. I don't think I can burn through all of this. And then all of our fun little acronyms. Hardware. Man, this is a lot of scrolling. I don't know if I can burn. I burned through two. We got two more here. This is like two more sections, I feel like. If I understand it or not. I don't know, we got a lot written down here. It looks good. All right. I think that's gonna end our kind of studying for today. We went through our all of our honeys. Honey pots, honey nets, honey files, honey tokens. And then we got through 1.1 really quickly, kind of our little categories of technical, managerial, operational, and physical. And then our control types, which are pretty essential, managing and mitigating risk, preventative, deterrent, detective, corrective, compensating, and directive. Very nice. I think that is worth playing video games down.